Welcome to the Tink and Bobble podcast. My name is Sierra. I live here in southern Indiana with my husband Josh and our two cute pups who are outside that door and will hopefully be quiet. I got a haircut yesterday. It doesn't look as beautiful as it did yesterday because the curls have fallen out a little bit, but I feel like a new woman, so if I touch my hair a lot, that's why. It's been longer than I thought it would be since my last episode because I was traveling and then we got snowed in. I just didn't feel like filming. But yeah, now I'm here. It's episode 14, I think. Today's episode 14 of the podcast, and I have a lot to show you, and all I want to do is cast on even more things, so let's just get started. Oh, before I do get started, I wanted to say thank you so freaking much for 500 subscribers. I actually hit 500 subscribers here on YouTube and 500 followers on Instagram on the same day. So that was super exciting. I think we're at like 530 something now, which is crazy. And I'm definitely going to do a giveaway, but I don't want to just like throw something together really fast. So that giveaway announcement will be in the next episode. So keep an eye out for that. I want to like pull something together that's really nice for you guys. So that'll be coming next episode. But thank you so much. It makes me so happy to have all of you here. So yeah, let's get into finished objects. I have four finished objects. I was going to talk about this one last, but I'm wearing it. So let's just talk about this one first. This is my finished Stripey turtle tank by Emily Curtis. Emily Kurt on Instagram. This knit up so fast and it was so fun to knit and I love it. I used scraps to knit this. So this main color is, I believe it's a Cascade yarn that I had bought like sometime last year for, I have a hair on me, for a pair of socks that I had never ended up finishing. So that's what this is. I'm pretty sure it's like Cascade, is it Cascade Heritage Solids? I think that's what it is, in the colorway Limestone. And it's just like this nice gray cream color. And then for the stripes, I don't have them with me anymore, I don't think. But this dark red stripe is Knitting for Olive Merino, their fingering weight, in Claret. And then the brown, the darker red, and this like light dusty pink are all minis that came from my Farmer's Daughter Fibres sock squad. So like they came in sock sets with full skeins and mini skeins, and I just took 3 of the mini skeins. And then this medium pink color is Amanda Hope yarn in the colorway Fawn, and that's from my Winter Lights shawl, which is the first shawl I ever knit. So I knit the size 4, which I think is a 35-inch bust, maybe? I can't remember for sure, but I know I knit the size 4, and I did not gauge swatch, so I think according to the pattern, like directions for like how much negative ease you should have, I should have knit the size 3, but I'm a tight knitter and I didn't feel like gauge swatching, so I just went up a size and knit the size 4, and it fits me perfectly. I've got like a sticky bra, so my boobs aren't actually this big, but it fits so well. I do have a little seam here from changing colors on the stripes, but it doesn't bother me at all because regular shirts have seams. And then I did the I-cord bind off. I did go up 2 needle sizes on the I-cord bind off around the armholes just to make sure there was like enough stretch and it wasn't too tight. So I knit the whole tank in a US 3, but I did the I-cord bind off in a US 5. And here's the back. I don't know if you can actually see anything, but here's the back. And yeah, I did the twisted rib. I did a tubular bind off on the top just so it would look really nice and finished. For the cast on, I just did like, can't remember if I did long tail or German twisted. But yeah, I love it so much. It's so comfortable. I want to knit a million of these. Like, I think I'm just going to keep knitting them with scraps because it's so cute. I think actually I really want to knit one with my leftovers from a sweater that I haven't even knit yet. I want to use the leftovers from my Stripey cardigan. I've showed the yarns that I'm using for that on here before. I'm going to use the leftovers for that to make another one, and it'll be like a foresty green-brown stripe situation with like a creamy background. I think that would be super cute. So, I'm out of breath. I love it. I'm very pleased. It's so comfortable and cute. You all seem to like it too. I shared it on Instagram yesterday. So yeah, that's my first finished object. Oh, let me fix my strap here. Then let's see, I have 2 pairs of socks. This one, these have both been finished for a while, but I haven't filmed in a few weeks. So this is a pair that I cast on over the summer, I think, and then I just kind of set them aside and didn't come back to them for a long time. These are my disco socks. It's just a vanilla pair of socks. I do have 2. They're both finished. This is just a vanilla pair of socks. If you need a vanilla pattern to follow, I suggest Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. She has a DK weight vanilla sock pattern, and then for fingering weight she has on 9-inch circulars, magic loop, and DPNs. So that's who I use, but now I have it memorized, so I just knit vanilla socks. And then the yarn is the colorway Boogie Wonderland by Pitchfork Fibre from his disco collection, and they are so fun. Isn't that so cute? So I'm very pleased with these. These are finished. I knit these on 9-inch circulars, US 1, 2.25 millimeter, and these are 64 stitches, I believe. And then I have another pair of socks, and these I've worn a few times, so they probably have dog hair on them from walking around my apartment. These are the String of Light socks by Lindsay of Sock Witchery. It's just this really pretty, like, broken rib type pattern. And for this, I used the Old Sweet Shop sock set by OOAK and Fibre. It was her like Christmas past inspired colorway in her Christmas collection. These I also knit on 9-inch circulars and US 1 2.25 millimeter and did 64 stitches. There's the other one. They're both finished. I love this yarn. I think the mini is actually a different base. The mini feels more like a 75-25. And the main color feels more like an 80-20. I don't still have the ball band, so I can't actually check to verify that that's what that is, but this main color, this base, is so soft and squishy, and I love it. So there's that. And then my last finished object, I'll have to put a picture up for you because it was a gift, but we have some friends from church that are in our small group that just had a baby girl, and I knit her a newborn vertebrae sweater. So here's a picture of it. I knit this out of OOAK and Fibre, a one-of-a-kind skein that I have that's like a really soft pink. I used it in my mom's Starflake shawl as well, and I have leftovers from that skein, and I still have a whole nother skein of that color left, so it just like keeps on giving. I can knit so many things out of that color. But that ended up really cute, and I hope they love it. It got delivered yesterday, but I don't know if they've checked their mail. They haven't texted me yet to say that they've gotten it. It was a surprise. They didn't know they were getting it. So hopefully they love it. I feel like I was going to say something else about that. Oh, it was super quick to knit. I think it knit up in like 3 days, but I wasn't like knitting on it all day. I was knitting, like going back and forth through all my projects. It knit up so fast. I honestly could have knitted in like 2 days if I was like really focusing on it. It's so tiny and precious. So those are all my finished objects. Also, on the newborn vertebrae, I knit almost everything on a US 3 except for the ribbing around the wrists I did on a 1.5, a US 1.5. I can't remember, I think maybe it called for a US 2 for all of the ribbing, but I just didn't feel like changing my needle sizes, but I thought it would be nice to have a little more like negative ease on the wrists, so I did the wrist ribbing in a US 1.5 and everything else on a 3. It's like the bottom band ribbing and the button band ribbing I did on the 3 as well. Okay, works in progress. So a couple of these you have seen a few times and a couple of them are new. So first, I think this is the first one I cast on. First we'll talk about my Saven sweater. I have this in my bag from Caitlin. I got this in her 2,000 subscriber giveaway, I think. It's so cute. It has the Kirschner stitch on it, the pink zipper. So cute. So this is holding my Saven sweater, which I'm knitting for my husband. This has not gotten any work recently. Well, that's not true. I knit on it a little bit while I was traveling a couple weekends ago. But here it is. It is I'll insert a picture of the pattern, but it's an all over cable pattern inspired by Chris Evans' sweater on the movie Knives Out. And you start with the sleeve. So it's knit in pieces and then seamed together, which I've never done before. But this is the beginning of one sleeve, and it is so fun and addicting, but the reason I haven't picked this up in a while is because I was using the Knit Companion app on my iPad to like track my charts and repeats and all that stuff. And one day I tried to get on my Knit Companion app and download a pattern from Ravelry, and every time I went to the Ravelry tab in the app, it would just shut down my app. And I tried like turning off my iPad and turning it back on. I tried like closing the app out fully. Oh, someone just made a very loud noise upstairs. I don't know if you could hear that. I tried closing the app out all the way and then opening it back up, and it wasn't working. And I was like, oh, well, I have an account on Knit Companion, so I can just delete the app and then re-download it and log back into my account, and it'll still have all my notes. Yeah, don't try that, because it didn't work. I deleted the app, and then you don't, like, log in. You can't save your notes. So all of the patterns that I had downloaded to my iPad were gone. Like, I still have the patterns in Ravelry, but all of the patterns that I downloaded and, like, marked up and put notes in and stuff were gone. So I have to re-download them all, and I have to figure out where I am, which shouldn't be, like, super hard, but I'm gonna have to sit down and, like, recount how many increase rows I've done and like where I am in the cable charts and all of that, and I just haven't done that yet. I've been working on other things, so this has not gotten very much work, but I do really love this, and I'm excited for this to be done. I'm nowhere near close, but I am excited for it. I'm knitting this for the Crazy Cabled Cow that Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady and Lindsay of Sock Witchery are running. And it goes until June 1st, so maybe I can have this finished by June 1st. We'll see. I honestly, like, am in no rush to finish it. Like, it's not a sweater that he's going to be able to wear this season. But I kind of just wanted it, since I knew this was, like, kind of a behemoth of a project, I just wanted it to, like, run in the background. And I, like, pick it up here and there and work on it. So maybe it'll be done by June 1st. Maybe it'll be done by November. We'll see. But yeah, that's the Saven. I don't know if I said it's by Megan Babin of @MegosPearls on Instagram. I'm knitting it using the recommended needle sizes. I think it calls for a US 4, 5, and 7 for the tubular cast-on ribbing and like the main body of the sweater. And that's what I'm using. Oh, also, this yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Worsted in the colorway Crane Heather, which is this really nice, like in between a light and a medium gray, and it's a warm, like almost like creamy taupey gray, and it's really nice. So yeah, that's my Saven sweater. Hopefully there will be more progress on that the next time I show it, because I do want to work on it. I just need to sit down with my app and fix all my notes. Okay, next thing. This is the one that I've been focusing on the most since after I finished my tank top. This is my Luminaria shawl by Lindsay Fowler of Larkspur Knits, and I'm like 2/3 of the way done. Oh my gosh! I wish I could stretch it out more, but I have it on like a 32-inch cable, but oh my goodness. So it's gonna be in a V shape like this. Like the bottom will be straight and it'll be a triangle. So I guess actually it would be more like this. I am using the A Court of Thorns and Roses mini skein set from Red Door Fibre Studio as all of my contrast colors. And the main color is just Knit Picks Capretta Superwash, which is their merino cashmere nylon in bare. Just undyed. Ooh, that's blown out. Undyed, just like a creamy white colored yarn. And I am so obsessed. Look at all these gorgeous colors. Oh my gosh. The spine detail is so pretty. How it like goes back and forth with the colors in the white. I really love that. And it's got an I-cord edging. There are a lot of ends where you're changing and adding colors and stuff. and I think I'm gonna try to braid them. I still need to look up a video on how to do that and if that's even possible on this project, but I would like to braid them, and then I won't have to weed them in. It'll kind of just be like braided along the side. We'll see. Haven't looked into that a ton yet, but I thought since I have I don't think I had all 10 colors in here yet the last time I showed it, and now I have all 10 in here twice, so I have 20 rows of my colors, and I thought I would go ahead and show you the colors and tell you their names, or not their names because I don't remember the colorway names, but tell you who they're inspired by, so if you've read the books, you will know. So I'm going in rainbow order. So this is the red. Sorry for the glare, but I didn't want to take them out of the plastic bags. The red is inspired by Amryn. The orange is inspired by Lucian. The yellow is Moore. The green is Tamlin. And then this like tealy green blue color is actually Explore Knits and Fibers to the Stars Who Listen. And I got a sock set with, what's it called? Court of Dreams as the main color, and this came as the mini. So I stole that from the sock set and put it in my shawl. So that one's actually not Red Door, this one's Explore Knits. And then this blue is Asriel. And then two faves. The purple is Reese, and the like fuchsia-ish color is Farah. And then the dark gray is Cassian, and the light gray is called Thought for Thought, which is a really sweet like thing that Reese and Farah do. So those are my 10 colors. I think I'm going to do like 6 to 8 more color stripes, and then instead of doing the lace edging that is written in the pattern, I think I'm going to do a few rows of garter and then an I-cord bind off. Emily of Niekerk, again, who designed this pattern, knit a Luminaria a few months ago. Luminaria? I don't actually know if I'm saying that right, but she knit one a few months ago, and she just did an I-cord bind off on hers, and I liked how that looked. But she also was saying that she was having some trouble with it like flipping, because this is basically, I mean, it's mosaic knitting, but it's basically stockinette, which will curl on itself. So I think I'm going to do, I think I saw someone else do that too on a project page on Ravelry. I think I'm going to do like 6 to 8 rows of garter at the edge so that when I do the I-cord bind off, it doesn't curl. And hopefully that helps. Blocking will probably help too. That's my plan for that. And then my next whip is a pair of socks for my sister. So over the month of December, I knit a pair of socks for myself. I don't actually know. Oh, they're up there. They're very dirty, so I'm not going to show you because they have white heels and toes, which is my own fault. But anyways, I knit the Cozy Knitter Advent Skein for last year, 2021. And if you've ever knit with those before, it comes in 2 50-gram skeins so that you can knit your socks and the stripes will match. But each skein has 2 full repeats of the stripes. So it's a 24 stripe repeat, and there's 2 repeats in each 50-gram skein. I hope that makes sense. So basically, I knit all 24 stripes for both of my socks, and I still had another full set of 24 stripes. So I'm knitting a pair for my sister because she said she really liked them. So both of these are at the same point. I'm doing afterthought heels, so both of these just need toes and then to cut it and do the heels. I was using these as my work knitting because it's just vanilla socks round and round, and so I brought them home to do like the toe and stuff and the heel at home so I can have a different pair of socks that's just like on an easy part for work knitting. So that's these. These will be done soon as I sit down to do the toes and heels. And these I did for my pair as well. I did 60 stitches instead of 64 because I noticed I was getting some like extra room on like, these aren't hand knit socks, but I was getting extra room on like this part of my socks. So I went down to 60 stitches for mine, and my sister has the exact same size foot as me, and she's a little bit skinnier than me, so I figured I'd go down to 60 stitches for her as well. So these are knit on US ones, 2.25, 60 stitches on 9-inch circulars. Also, the white that I'm using for the heels, toes, and cuffs is Nutcracker's Gloss Fingering in Bare Undyed. So again, just like that creamy white color. And it doesn't have nylon in it, but it has silk in it, so I figured it should be strong enough for socks. But yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll show this one next and save my favorite for last. So this is my new pair of work socks. Originally I was going to do the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern by Cave the Crazy Sock Lady, but I think, oh, I got my makeshift stitch marker as a paper clip and I got it hooked on my ball of yarn here. I think I'm going to actually end up doing, I only have the cuff done, I think I'm going to actually end up doing the Hermione's Everyday Socks. But I am knitting these out of my Tchaikovsky sock set from Sewrella yarn, which I'm so excited. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm a dancer. I grew up dancing. I was a dance major for like half of college. So I love ballet. I love the Nutcracker. I've only been to see it in person twice, which is a shame. It's so good. But anyways, this color is gorgeous. This was part of her Christmas collection this year. And so I just have a little cuff. I did, I'm talking about Kay a lot in this episode, but I did the little thing that Kay does sometimes, which is I cast on and did 2 rounds of ribbing in the contrast color and then did the rest of the cuff in the main color. I haven't decided if I'm going to use this for heels and toes or just for the heel or just for the toe. I haven't really decided. I don't think I want to do this yellow color for heels and toes. I don't know. I like the yellow, but I really love all the pinks and like green in this, and so I think I want more of this than this. I haven't fully decided yet. We'll see. But yeah, this is the Tchaikovsky sock set in their nylon sock base. Also, this colorway was a colorway on its own, and it is called Bear. B-E-A-R, like the animal. And it's this really pretty like golden honey yellow color. It's a little darker than it's showing up on camera. So this is my new work knitting. And then last whip is so exciting. I posted about this on Instagram, so some of you have already seen / heard about this. But, and yes, I'm still using my, oh, I guess I should show you. Hold on. My work knitting is in this cute bunny rabbit bag from Paper Crane Yarns. I also have all of my like big projects that I work on at home in this bag from Paper Crane Yarns, which I freaking love. Look at it! It's got a deer and a bear and a raccoon and this gorgeous like floral print in the background. So cute! But this bag is huge, so I keep like all of my projects pretty much that I'm working on down here. I stick like all the little individual bags in here. Yeah, and then this one, I'm still using this bag, which I bought around Christmas time. Oh my gosh, it's covered in dog hair. Ignore that. But this is from Cabana Berry Designs, which I'm pretty sure her Etsy shop name is Paints with Watercolors. I'm not sure. I'll have her link down below, though. But I stinking love this bag. I got it at Christmas time, and then I kept using it because I was like, presents for my birthday. My birthday was in January, and now I'm still using it because it's pink and red for Valentine's Day, and I'll probably use it all year because it's my favorite bag. It's so nice. It's quilted, and it's really sturdy, and it's just a great size. I had this project in here when I was working on it. I love this bag. In here, this is what the inside looks like. This is a little more Christmassy because it's got little trees in there, but this is holding my granny stripe blanket. Ah! I taught myself to crochet, which I kind of already knew how to crochet. Well, I knew how to chain, and I knew the concept of like single crochets and double crochets because I've watched a ton of crochet videos. Like I used to binge watch Tony of TL Yarn Crafts videos because she's so fun and her videos are so fun. But this is the first time I've ever like legitimately crocheted anything, and I'm obsessed. It's my new favorite thing. I don't think I'll become a crocheter. Like I still definitely like knitting. I should say crocheter with a capital C. I still definitely like knitting more. Like I would rather knit garments than crochet garments. and like shawls and stuff like that. But I am a huge fan of the granny stripe. And I also want to do a granny square blanket as well. This is my Scrappy granny. So basically I just found a neutral yarn. I think this might be Quince & Co., which I don't support them anymore for reasons. But anyways, this is all stuff I had in my stash left over from old projects. So I just started with the neutral, and I did my foundation chain and my foundation row single crochets, and then I did the 2 rows of that color. And then I started going into my scraps, and these I'm adding in the order of when I finished these projects. So these 4 stripes right here are from my very first shawl, my Winter Lights shawl from last December. And then this right here is from my Brighter Days socks that I did a test knit for. This like corally color is from my sister's first Musselburgh hat. And this golden yellow is from my Stepping into Sunshine socks. And then I'm just going to keep adding in all my scraps. I am using fingering weight yarn for this, so I'm not adding my scraps for projects that used other weights of yarn. And I believe I chained 302. I just looked at the notes on Natalie of Nitty Natty's project page on her Ravelry. She had a note for like how many she chained, and it basically, it doesn't like hang over the edge, but it covers my queen size bed. But you essentially, to do a granny stripe blanket, you have to chain a multiple of 3 plus 2 more. And that's how you'll get like the right numbers for this. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, as I was learning, my like foundation row is tighter than my rows now, so it's kind of like curving. Can you tell? Like the bottom row is tighter, and like up by this coral and yellow is looser, which doesn't really bother me. It's a scrappy blanket. So yeah, I love this. That's all there really is to say about it. I'm using a size E hook, which I think is a 3. So US E, which is a 3.5 millimeter. I got a Susan Bates hook because I couldn't find Clover Amour hooks in stock near me. I think they have them at Michael's, but the day that I went to go get one was like after we had gotten all that snow and ice, and the Michael's was closed. Everywhere else was open, but Michael's was closed. So they didn't have any good crochet hooks at Hobby Lobby. I went to Michael's, they were closed, then I drove over to Joann and found this because they were out of stock of like all of their sizes of Clover Amour. But I would like to still get a Clover Amour hook because I don't love the like way this hook is. I don't actually know the names for the different like hook anatomy, if that makes sense. There's like 2 different kinds of hooks, and some people like one and other people like the other. And I like the other better, but I needed one with a better handle than the one that I had. I had like a really old one from my grandma. Is it in here? Yeah, this is a boy hook. And I like the shape of this. I don't know if you can tell. Can you see how, maybe if I put them over here. Can you see how the hook shapes are a little different? I don't know if you can tell. But anyways, I like the shape of this hook better, but this handle was, as you can tell, incredibly uncomfortable. So I needed a more comfortable one, and this was all they had. So that's what I'm using for now. Yeah, that is all my whips, I think. Yeah, that's all my whips. Okay, I feel like we are flying through this, but also it's already been 29 minutes. How is that possible? Okay, I have a couple of acquisitions. One of them I got a while ago, and the other one just came kind of recently. So first, you've already seen this. I don't think I showed it in the last podcast, but you have already seen it in my stash tour video. I reached out to Emily Kurt, because I was watching back old episodes of hers and noticed that she had a sweaters quantity of Duomo by Explore Knits and Fibers. As you all know, she's my favorite hand dyer. And I was not a knitter when she released the Italy collection with the Duomo colorway in it. And since I have discovered this colorway, I have fallen in love with it. It's like my dream colorway, and every time it got sent to like a local yarn store or something, or La Mercerie, every time I looked for it, it was sold out because everybody loves this color, and I kept hunting for it on like Ravelry D-stashes and couldn't find it anywhere. And so when I was watching back old episodes of hers, I noticed that she had a sweater quantity and that she hadn't used it yet, and it had been like over a year. So I thought, you know, what the heck, I'm just gonna DM her. Like, she'll probably say no because it's gorgeous and why wouldn't she want to keep it? But I'm just gonna DM her and see if she'd be willing to sell it to me. And she did. Look at it! So now I have 4 skeins. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's not gonna show up as it should on camera. Maybe I'll insert a picture I took of it, even though that picture doesn't do it justice. But it's so gorgeous. I have 4 skeins of this color on DK. Excuse me, Rocky's DK, which is 100% Superwash Merino. And I'm going to be making a, oh my goodness, excuse me. I'm going to be making a Paloma by Espace Tricot out of this, and I think I wanted to cast it on a couple days ago because I was like, oh, I finished my tank top, I can start a sweater. But I really want to finish my Luminaria. I feel like I say it different every time. I really want to finish this bad boy, so I'm focusing on this, and I think after I finish this, I'm gonna let myself cast on this sweater, and I'm so excited. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Emily. I like squealed like a child when I opened this package. So that's one, and then the other one, I had signed up for the Woolberry Collective, which I actually just canceled because, not because I don't love it, but because I kind of, like, I realized that I was doing a similar thing that I did last year, where I was like, every time the collective colorways come out, I'm not going to be able to buy a sweater quantity of yarn, so I'm just going to like collect my free skein and then that's it, and I'm going to end up with a bunch of single skeins, which is what happened with my sock squad last year. And I was telling you guys that I would rather like invest in bigger quantities of yarn, like sweater quantities and shawls and stuff like that. And so I only did the Woolberry Collective for 2 months. It's totally, definitely worth it. I got the 10% off for my order, the like year in review or whatever update that she did at the beginning of January. So that was really nice. But yeah. And I think maybe I would do it again in the future. But yeah, I'm trying to use like my stash, and I want to buy yarn with like projects in mind, and so I just decided to hold back on that one for now. I also have like 2 other subscriptions. I have the Stress Knits Garden Club coming, which is a mini skein subscription. I'm going to make a blanket with that. That's my plan for that. And I'm part of Coley of Paisley Knits, her, I don't know what she's calling it, but her yarn club based on Greek mythology, so every colorway is based on a different Greek god. Very excited about that. My first color for that club should be coming this week, which is very exciting. But anyways, this was one of the January collective skeins. It is in the colorway Long Johns in their berry sock base, which is 80% Superwash BFL, which is Blueface Leicester. I don't think anyone actually knows how to pronounce that word. And 20% nylon. This is so pretty. I think I'm going to make maybe a hat for Josh or something. I don't know, but it's this really gorgeous blue. It's not showing up totally accurate on camera, but it's really pretty, and I've never used BFL before, so I am really excited to work with this. It's nice and squishy. It's still soft, but it feels like a little more sturdy. I wouldn't call it rustic at all, but it feels a little more sturdy, which is really nice. So yeah. I also have my February skein coming, which I picked the like variegated one that's like pink with reds and purple speckles in it. So that's coming, and then that'll be the end of my Woolberry Collective yarn for now, which that's okay. Yeah, I think that's it for all the yarny stuff. I would talk about future knits, but I'm just repeating myself. The Paloma sweater is going to be the next thing that I cast on for sure. But I also really want to cast on my Straya and my Cardi V-neck, although I'm pausing on that because I think I want to add a strand of mohair or suri to my yarn for that sweater, and I haven't decided on whose mohair or suri I'm going to use and what color, and I'm trying not to buy yarn until the end of March when Woolberry has her Downton Abbey collection, so that one's just put on pause until I'm not on a yarn diet anymore. I kind of hate that phrase because I hate the word diet. So, you know, I'm not buying yarn right now, so I'm not going to get mohair for that sweater yet when I have other sweaters that I can knit on, but I do really want to cast that on. I really want to knit my Bennett sister shawl, but I'm waiting on my Surrey from Woolberry. Basically everything that's left on my Make 9 I really want to knit on, but they will all come in time. The Paloma's definitely next, though. That's happening as soon as I finish my Luminaria shawl. I thought I would chat about what I'm watching and reading, because that seems like a pretty staple thing to include on knitting podcasts, and I always get great recommendations from other people's suggestions, so I thought I would share. Right now I'm watching Peaky Blinders with my husband. He's already watched it all and loved it, and I kind of like watched a few episodes here and there while he was watching it, but I really wanted to watch it start to finish because it's a beautifully filmed show. It's so stunning. So we're watching that. It's epic. I think we're only on like episode 3, but it's really good. I'm sure you've all already watched it or at least heard of it, but if you haven't, you should check it out. And then by myself, I'm watching Downton Abbey for the first time. I started watching it, I think, before Christmas, like before the holidays. My sister-in-law and I were watching it at the same time and like kind of keeping up with each other. And then, I don't know why, but we both stopped watching it for a while. I think we just got like busy and just stopped watching it for a little while. And I just picked it up again the other day. So I'm in season 5. I think I'm about halfway through season 5. So I have the rest of this season and one more season, and then that's it. And then I'll watch the movie, and the new movie is coming out next month. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited about Woolberry's Downton Abbey collection. Probably going to go ham on that collection. That's all I'm watching. I'm like always watching YouTube constantly. I have been watching, I started watching Stacy of Stress Knits. I started watching her podcast episodes back from the very beginning, like when she was in her dorm room from episode 1. And that's been fun. I think I'm up to like episode 55 or 56 or something. But yeah, I love Stacy. She's so sweet. So I've been watching that. And then reading, I'm reading 2 books. I usually read, the past few months I've been reading 2 books at a time because I'll typically have one on my phone and iPad that I read on my Kindle app, that I read when I'm like out and about, like at work or whatever, like in the car, not driving obviously. Oh, we're getting a visitor. Oh, it's you! I thought it was a dog.
No.
Do you want to say hi?
No, I want you to, I'm just going to show you something.
Come here, come say hi.
Pause the thing.
They've never seen you, come here.
Well, I'm working.
He's working from home, so he can't do anything because he's at work. He's not here.
I'm not here.
Say hi.
Hi.
No, come here. They can't see your face.
Hi.
Why are you being weird?
Look how cute she is. Buy her sweaters.
No, don't buy my son. I'm not selling my sweaters. This is Joshua.
Hi.
This is my husband Josh
Yep.
that I mention in every episode.
Proved it. We're married. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
He wants to show me something.
Yeah.
Are you going to join me for the rest of the episode, buddy? Come here. Okay, me and Boomies are going to tell you about what I'm reading. So, I usually, as I was saying, I usually have 2 books going at one time, and I read one on my phone, like while I'm out and about, and the other I read in bed, before bed. So right now, on my phone, I'm reading, I think it's called Shadow of Night. It is the 2nd book in the Discovery of Witches series, which I heard about from Kevin and Ray at the Needles at the Ready podcast. I love them. I also just recently, like last month, binge watched all of their episodes from start to finish because I love them. They make me smile. Kevin actually followed me on Instagram recently, and I freaked out. I was so excited. So I'm reading that. It's very good. The first book is excellent. I loved it. The second book is moving a little slower, and I think Kevin and Ray also mentioned that the second book is better on the reread than it is on the first time reading it. So I'm kind of just like, it's a bit of a slog, but I'm pushing through it because I know that the next book is going to be great, and I can already tell it's a series that I'm going to want to reread. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm reading that, and then when I'm at home at night, I'm so cold now. I'm going to put on my sweatshirt. I was really warm. I keep going back and forth today. I woke up really warm, and then it was really cold, and then it was really warm, and now I'm cold again. Okay, anyways, when I'm at home, I've been reading Jane Eyre. I've been reading Jane Eyre. It's one of my favorites. I first read it in high school. Evie's trying to break in. I first read it in high school, and I loved it, and I haven't read it in a really long time. I think I read it once since high school, but I haven't read it in a few years. So I'm reading that again. Let's see, I have it sitting right here. I'm this far, maybe 2/3 of the way through, and I love it. I think I want to make it a goal this year to have the book that I'm reading at home or not necessarily the book that I'm reading at home, but I always want to be reading a classic because I have so many of them. Oh my goodness. I have so many of them, and a lot of them I've only read once, like in high school, or I've never read at all. And so I think I want to make that a priority this year, that one of the 2 books that I'm always reading is a classic. So yeah, I think that's all. I'm going to go now so my husband can make noise making lunch, and so I can pet these puppies. But I think that's all. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to watch not next week's, but the next episode, because in that episode I will announce the 500 subscriber giveaway and tell you all how you can enter to win that. Thank you all again so much. Thank you for watching, for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you're knitting on. I love hearing what you guys are knitting on. It gives me so much inspiration for new things to knit. And I'll see you next time. Bye!